Zooming in even further, we see layers of metal wires, or interconnects, and at the very bottom are the transistors that form the basic logic gates. Note that these layers of metal interconnects aren't floating, but rather the empty space that you see is filled with insulating materials, thus providing structure and preventing the metal wire layers from touching. Furthermore, here we're only showing the transistors at the bottom and 5 layers of metal interconnects, with vias traveling vertically between the layers. In actuality, there are a total of 17 metal layers of wires in the CPU, and each successive set of levels uses larger and larger interconnects. At the bottom are local interconnects that move data around this 32-bit multiply circuit. In the middle are intermediate interconnects that move data around the core, and at the top are global interconnects that move data around the entire CPU. You might be wondering, how small are these transistors? Zooming in again and past the interconnect layers, we find FinFETs, which are transistors whose channel dimensions are 36 by 6 by 52 nanometers, with a transistor-to-transistor pitch of 57 nanometers. Clearly, the transistors are incredibly small. Here's a mitochondria, a dust particle, and a human hair for size comparisons. Now that you have a sense of what the transistors and labyrinth of metal interconnects look like, let's explore how they're manufactured. We'll begin with an analogy. Imagine baking a cake that's 80 layers tall, with each layer cut to a unique shape. To make this cake, there are 940 steps in the recipe, which takes 3 months to complete and includes hundreds of exotic ingredients. And if any measurement, baking time, or temperature is more than 1% off, then the cake is entirely ruined. That's kind of what it's like to make a microchip. But microchips are even more complicated. Let's look at a single layer of this integrated circuit and run through a simplified set of steps used to build it. To start, a layer of insulating silicon dioxide is deposited on top of the wafer, and then a layer of light-sensitive photoresist is spread across the top. Next, using UV light and a stencil, a pattern is applied to the photoresist. Solvents then are used to remove the areas hit by the UV light, thus creating a patterned mask layer. Using the mask, the revealed silicon dioxide is etched away down to the previous layer. Next, the mask layer is removed, and a layer of copper is added to cover the wafer and fill in the areas that were just etched away. Finally, the surface is ground down and leveled off to reveal the copper and insulator patterns, and thus a single layer is completed. In order to build the next layer, which is a vertical set of metal vias, we repeat the same set of steps, but use a different pattern for the photomask.